Red Dead Redemption 2 just might be the most beautiful game ever made. Who said sequels don't hold up to the first one, eh? RDR 2 did everything the first game did and gave us so much more. Gave us some of the most lovable characters, had us bawling over fallouts and character deaths. Even the side characters were so lovable. Welcome back to our channel, Most Funny Top 10. The topic that we'll be discussing today is Top 10 Most Hilarious Ways to Die in Red Dead Redemption 2. But before we start, subscribe to our channel and don't miss any updates. For the uninitiated, RDR 2 is an open-world game by Rockstar Games, set in the Wild West. The game takes you around America, allowing players to explore the beautiful world of the game. RDR 2 is peak Rockstar. The game did everything Rockstar is famous for: hilarity, moving storyline, and gave us GTA vibes in the Wild West. Just as there are beautiful landmarks to explore in the game, there are just as many ridiculous, bizarre ways to die too. Honestly, dying is not even that big of a deal in the game. For those who have finished the story missions and have nothing left but to explore the game and find cool Easter eggs, this is a fun way to spend the time. Sending Arthur Morgan on Easter egg hunts and watching the consequences unfold is hilarious. Lions, tigers, and bears. This might not be as bizarre as some of the others in this list, but you better believe that it's funny. In the game, bears, cougars, boars, and some more animals can kill players if not careful. In a side mission called He's British Of Course, Arthur is asked to wrangle up some escaped circus animals. Although the tiger is just a cougar, he does come across a real lion. This is extremely cool in and of itself because there are no lions in the game ever, except for this one. But be careful, if you're not quick, the lion will kill you with a claw to the throat. If this interests you, then be on the lookout for a sulking woman named Margaret near a crash van in the Rhodes area. Lightning strikes. Every player comes across storms in the game at one point or another. If you're galloping across an open valley with your horse, enjoying the gorgeousness of the storm, and you happen to be in the vicinity of lightning, you'll be struck. Might be best to seek shelter first and then enjoy the beautiful scenery. The geyser problem. The geysers are in Wapiti Indian Reservation. Should you walk into them by mistake or swim a little too long in the hot spring, you'll be cooked. Alternatively, you could just throw your enemies into them and just don't walk into it in the process. If you're still feeling adventurous, the geysers are in Wapiti Indian Reservations. Should you walk into them by mistake or swim a little too long in the hot spring, you'll be cooked. Alternatively, you could just throw your enemies into them, just don't walk into it in the process. The kiss of a vampire. If you thought fighting zombies in RDR 1, the Undead Nightmare DLC, was bizarre, wait till you hear about this one. This mission allows you to kill a vampire, but it also allows you to be killed by a vampire. Players have to find 5 clues scattered across St. Denis. Once all the clues have been found, the location of the bloodsucker will be marked on your map. You can only encounter this vampire if you go to the location between midnight and 1 a.m. When you first meet this creature, you interrupt his feast on another human, so he threatens you to leave. However, if you don't, or if you antagonize him and are too slow, the vampire will make Arthur Morgan, or you, its next meal, and you die a slow, painful death. Edward Cullen meets Arthur Morgan's neck. Lenny. One of the funniest main missions in the game comes in the first act, after you've moved to Valentine. Arthur and Lenny, one of the sweetest characters in the game, go off to the saloon in Valentine to chill and get drunk. Arthur soon loses Lenny in his drunken stupor. We run around the bar yelling Lenny. We have to find him and protect him as he gets into a fight. However, what most people don't know is that if you don't save Lenny in the fight, Arthur will get killed by the same guys. Arthur's last words as he gets killed? Lenny. Lumbago. Uncle might just be the laziest character in the game. We were annoyed with him in the first game, and we were annoyed with him in the second game. His biggest complaint in life is lumbago. In-game, if you don't take care of Arthur properly and overwork him, he will die of lumbago. In the Rhodes camp, while doing chores around the camp, go talk to Uncle. The conversation will go something like this. Arthur, careful not to work yourself to death there. Famous last words, eh? Uncle, ooh, I got lumbago. It's very serious. Arthur, spine breaks. Uncle, it's a painful death, my friend. A charitable death. As you get yourself acquainted with St. Denis and roam the streets, you will find a well-dressed woman asking for charity to construct the Quincy Harris Memorial Hall. Instead of giving her money, if you loot her, she will run to find a policeman to complain about you. After she runs, send Arthur up the steps behind her, next to the horse wagon, and Arthur will get blown to bits by the cannon placed there. So yeah, a memorial hall for veterans has cannon protection. Men are for Mars. This is one of the coolest bits in the game and rewards you for exploring. Go to Emerald Ranch behind the Braithwaite Manor. You'll find a ruined shack next to the water. In this shack, you will see signs of a blooming horror story, as well as a note telling you to come to the shack on a half-moon day at 2 a.m. If you go there at this time, you'll see a freaking spaceship. To make this more hilarious and much cooler, if you walk out of the shack when the ship is in sight, it'll beam Arthur up. Follow the rules of the game. One of the sweetest side missions in the game is when Arthur stumbles onto a woman named Charlotte who has recently lost her husband and has no skills to survive in the wilderness. So we very kindly agreed to teach her to hunt. On the second visit, we teach her how to use a rifle. Arthur gives her pointers on how to shoot and tells her to pull the trigger firmly. If you walk right into her line of sight while he does this, you will get shot by Charlotte, who says, "Hey, I hit something, didn't I?" Littering. St. Denis is a big city. It's even a character in itself. There is a lot happening in the city and rewards you for being an explorer. You can find a vampire, assist a mad scientist to build the electric chair, watch your mortal enemy be hanged. But one of the first things you see when you get to the city is the park. The park has a policeman posted at the entrance at all times. So if you go into the park, drink a bottle of whiskey and throw it into the bushes in front of the policeman, he will shoot you in the back for littering. Here's a bonus death. The lumber works for you. If you go to the lumber mills, talk to someone there and time yourself correctly, you have a tree fall on you and kill you. Of course, these are all contextual deaths that require you to be at a certain place in a certain time, but the game still has fun with its physics engine. The glitches in the very realistic physics can lead you to take a tumble down cliffs, fall off waterfalls, get hoofed by horses, and in some cases, travel far and wide across the map just from being thrown off the horse. Apart from the storyline and the lovable characters, the biggest attraction of the game was the graphics. The graphics of the game are so good that everything seems extremely lifelike. All of the bizarre ways we die and become hilarious simply for this reason. The game itself is quite massive. Even after 4 years, the players still find Easter eggs in the game. Not to mention the amazing replay value this game gives, no matter how many times you play and replay it. Something will always find a way to surprise you, and the story will continue to tug at your heartstrings every time. Rockstar's love for realism, attention to detail, and appropriately inappropriate jokes shines through in this game, and we cannot get enough of it.